MANDY is directed by Panos Cosmatos, stars Nicolas Cage and Andrea Riseborough. This is a very 80s and rock-inspired film. It takes a lot of inspiration from metal, I believe, and from hard rock, a lot of gothic and grindhouse inspiration. So the plot for this film is pretty simplistic and basic as movie plots go, and that's not a detriment to this film. I would say it's actually complements the overall tone and the narrative and the structure of this movie in general. Just to give you a brief synopsis, it takes place in 1983, and Nicolas Cage's character is a lumberjack. His wife Mandy is, I believe, an artist and or writer. One day Mandy is seen by this cult leader who is driving by on the road, and he sees her, and it's a very unique scene where they sort of connect cosmically, and he thinks that he's somehow spiritually connected to her, and he wants her. The cult kidnaps her and her husband and forces him to watch her burn. And that's where the movie takes off. Nicolas Cage goes full rage cage. Makes his own custom axe. I'm not kidding, you can't make this up. He has a chainsaw and a crossbow, and he goes after these bastards and he starts hunting them down one by one. The director makes some decisions that are very, very explorative and very unique, and that I appreciated. The cinematography in this, notably, is among those. The takes are very, very long. The takes are, I would say, an average of about a minute in the first half of the film, and it's a very unique sort of 70s and 80s style film, and it harkens back to those types of films. I want to talk a little bit about Nicolas Cage's performance in this, and I know that Nicolas Cage is considered to be a bit of a ham and a bit of an overactor, and he has made a lot of terrible movies over the last decade and a half, and I will acknowledge that. But in this, he gives one of the most nuanced performances that I've ever seen him give in any film. This and probably Joe. Joe is another underrated indie film starring Nicolas Cage. In this film, he is over the top and absurd. And Nicolas Cage fits right into the universe created by Panos Cosmatos for this film. He fits right in perfectly, because everything about this film is hard and absurdist, and the colors are oversaturated, and there's trailing strobe light effects and all kinds of long takes and zooms and very experimental things done in this film. Now, I will say outright, this movie is not for everyone. If someone who watches quite a few indie films, if I find myself getting impatient during a movie and wanting it to speed up, if I find myself getting a little bit bored, you know there's something wrong. And I will address the issue with this movie. I do have an issue with the pacing. The pacing is too slow. I enjoy slow-paced movies. I can enjoy those type of movies. I can enjoy those types of slow-burning films that involve a lot of drama, a lot of slow takes. I watched a lot of older films from the 70s. A lot of those were very unconventional in their pacing. To people who like this genre and to people who know what they're getting into when they go into this film, I think that they will enjoy it. But people who walk into this expecting an action movie with tons of blood and gore, just non-stop violence and everything, they will be pretty disappointed, and I think they'll probably turn it off or walk out before it's over, because there's an hour of lead up to all of the action and the blood. This is a very strange film, a very psychedelic, sort of hallucinogenic, bizarre film. and indeed the hallucinogenic aspects work their way into the narrative and into the story. In the end, I like this movie. I'm going to have to take some points off for the pacing issues that I was talking about. I see where the director was going with it, and I think if he had tweaked it just a bit, I think this could have been just superb. I still ordered it on Blu-ray, and I'll keep it. One of the best Nick Cage movies I've seen in a long time. Definitely one of his more solid performances. He should do more movies like this, because this genre, this absurdism, suits the Cage. I'm going to give this 7.75 out of 10 stars. That's my final rating. Let me know what you think of this movie. Go ahead and check it out, you know. Go out and buy it on DVD or Blu-ray or rent it somewhere. It might be on Redbox. But yeah, check it out. Thanks for checking out my video. Thanks for watching. And feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you like.